Hi guys, welcome back to another episode. We are now at week 9 of our renovation journey. The aircon guys are back to install our 24 kW TU unit in the living room now that the pelmet size has been rectified. At the same time, our Steigen installation was also scheduled. It's a really packed day with multiple installations and deliveries lined up. We chose the Solar Pro model in blush pink, which honestly looked less pink in the showroom, probably due to the lighting. But now that it's up in our service yard, the pink tone is actually quite distinct. The installer suggested mounting it slightly away from the window to allow space for hangers, which made sense to us. We'll share more about that later on. Once the aircon and Steigen were done, the ceiling fan installer from Point One also arrived. Since we already had wooden support installed inside the false ceiling, he asked if we still wanted the additional metal support, explaining that it's mainly for reducing vibration and noise. We insisted on having it anyway, since we already paid extra for their installation and also for a peace of mind. We went with the white 48-inch fan without lights. We chose 48 instead of 52 because we were concerned about blade shadows caused by the 4 downlights at the corners. Looking back, it was a good decision. The simple white colour blends seamlessly with our ceiling colour, and it will also match our island pendant lights, which you will see in a future video. The installer also clarified that a gap between the fan and ceiling is normal. Since renovation works are still ongoing, we asked him to wrap it up for protection. Shortly after, we got a call from Harvey Norman. Our electrical appliances are on their way. As we purchased everything under a group buy invoice, it had to be delivered all at once to avoid extra charges. The built-in appliances had to arrive early to prepare for carpentry works. So for now, everything is stored in the study room where there are no works ongoing. After that, we squeezed in a quick lunch before returning to receive a few more deliveries. Here we are spray painting a server rack mount for the husband's Wi-Fi equipment. It looks so modern and sleek in silver. Our lights from Vert Lighting also arrived, nicely labelled in individual boxes, which really helped. We just had to add Chinese labels for the electricians to reference. That same morning, our Dyson air purifier was also delivered. Honestly, it was such a fuss-free experience. We requested to change our delivery the night before and managed to get it delivered the next day. We also labelled and packed our Lagrange switches and lights for the scheduled electrical works few days later. But plot twist, our ID said to focus on carpentry first and delay electricals to the following week. That threw us off since we had to rush to buy everything in time. We requested for the original schedule to be followed, and our ID finally confirmed that the installation would still proceed later in the week. More on that soon. We also received the delivery of our total toilet bowls and washlets along with the A.O. Smith storage heater. Total also provided this RCCB with a cover, which we will be getting our electricians to install for us. The LG technician also came by to help with our fridge door reversal. We had purchased 2 slimmer fridges to create a French door style configuration, so one of the fridge doors had to be reversed to open from the opposite side. You can see them removing the doors section by section. And we chose this matte white color and we really like how it looks and feels. The whole process was relatively fast. It took less than 40 minutes for the door to be changed and everything to be fixed back. One evening, we popped by and were surprised to see our house filled with all the carpentry and that the carpentry works were already in progress. When we headed over the next day, more of the carpentry were up, and here you can see that the island really looks massive now. With all the works going on, the house looked like a war zone again. Let us walk you through some updates. The island has 3 cabinet doors, a double door on one side and a single door on the other. We requested for no middle divider for the single door so we can store larger appliances here. Here's the coffee bar area with rounded edges. We have 3 drawers on one end of it, and the middle section is allocated for our coffee filter meant for our coffee machine. And finally, the last section is where the primary sink will be placed. The area for the microwave and oven is also in place, with the switch cutouts prepared. The fridge slot is empty for now, and then the hood and hob will go on the right side. Here's a drawing of the cooking area in case anyone is interested. Initially, the switches for the fridge were meant to be placed right behind the fridges. However, after some consideration, we decided to shift it to the top cabinets above so that the wires would be more hidden. Oh, if anyone is considering something similar, do note to measure the length of the wires first, as we heard from our ID that you might not be able to do this with some fridge models. Here's some shots of the carpenter at work doing some cutouts for the kitchen area. Anyway, if you're on site, do note to wear a mask, as the wood dust is really bad for your health if inhaled in large quantities. Above the coffee bar, we have a floating ledge where we also plan to add LED lighting. If you're planning to go for corp lighting, remember to purchase the thin strip LED to ensure it can fit inside the casing done by your carpenter. More about this in the electrical episode. The master wardrobe and dressing table area is also almost complete, and we are really loving the interior laminates we selected. Here, there's a shallow drawer on the vanity table, and on the top we will have a mirror with storage behind. For the main part of the wardrobe, this would all be hanging rods, followed by shelves towards the left side. Our common toilet sink has also finally been installed, now in the correct sintered stone material. On the scheduled electrical works day, the electricians finally came at 6 PM till 11, but still couldn't complete everything. There were quite a few issues, but thankfully we were on site to catch them early. We will save those stories for another episode, just on electrical works. But we must say, the downlights really elevate the whole space. The next day, we received delivery of our Regal range shower sets and toilet fittings. After that, we started setting up the Wi-Fi equipment. I was genuinely impressed by the packaging. Even the screws were neatly packed, and we really loved the clean, minimal look of the machine. Here's the husband crimping his LAN cables. I tried doing it too, but it's definitely harder than it looks. He then came back the next day to finish up everything, and now our Wi-Fi and CCTV systems are finally up. With the recent security incidents in our estate, it's a huge relief to have everything secured. This is how the whole setup looks like in the DB box. This is how it looks after the switch is connected to the patch panel. Pretty clean, isn't it? We especially love how the setup looks when it's all lit up. Meanwhile, the carpenter began work on the bomb shelter area. But we noticed that the door handle actually knocks into the DB box door when opened. Our ID said he will fix the door stopper on our main door to resolve this issue. Want to make a guess why the Steigen is down again? Turns out its original placement was blocking the tall carpentry unit in the service yard, so it had to be relocated, as we were not informed to take note of the clearance space for carpentry by our ID earlier, so we had to get Steigen down again to reposition it for us. And this also means we will have to forego using hangers at the end mirror to the window, which we had no choice at this point. Alright, that's it for this episode. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Bye!